Welcome, Cancer. This is Kat's Real Life Mystic Tarot, and I'm here to do your November 2019 reading. I feel like things have been very interesting lately, and I think all of us have had a lot of drama and trauma, and I've had a lot of tower cards and death cards and devil cards and all kinds of, I don't know, everyone's tackling something right now, and I think now in this Scorpio time, I think that we're going to resolve um, a lot of our inner turmoil and that. As I took a few minutes to meditate for you, I immediately had a vision. Sometimes it comes fast and sometimes slow, and this was like just barely sat down and it was there. And it was of a body of water that was tempestuous. It just very unsettled, wind blowing waves. And as I looked further, the tempest this that is happening is in a teacup. In a teacup. So if you've heard of the phrase tempest in a teacup, and I feel that Cancer, you're kind of experiencing that. Like things seem very crazy, important, stressful right now, and things will resolve because in the meditation it panned out. So when you look narrowly at this teacup and that's all you're seeing is this teacup, it looks horrendous, or this body of water. But as you pan out, you see it's a teacup, and as you pan out further, your higher self is there, and you're just drinking this tea. I mean, maybe it was stirred by a spoon. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something so um from your higher self's perspective, this is no big deal. And you can easily take on what is happening with that. So that was your meditation for November. And I did pull a card for you afterwards, and I got the Lovers. So maybe this turmoil has something to do with making a choice. And maybe you have to make what you consider to be a large choice. It could be career or relationship or really anything. But there's a choice that's coming up for you, Cancer. And yeah, in November. So this card appeared in the upright. I think I don't think it's a troublesome choice. It just seems like it's very important at the moment for you. I chose two tarot decks. I chose the After Tarot and Chrysalis Tarot. So we're going to start with the Chrysalis Tarot. And just as a general, I think everyone knows this, but this is a reading for a lot of people. It's a general reading, and it can't be exactly everything for everyone. Really, you should be guided to this reading if you have a sun sign Cancer, or rising sign or moon sign. But it really depends on transits. Like at times you could be a sun sign Cancer, but if you're having heavy transits, let's say to your moon, you might be reacting more like your moon, or the events that come in your life might be more along with your moon sign. So you might want to check that out as well. And I think let's have a little meditation just for a couple minutes. I'm just feeling I haven't done this in a while, and so everybody, sorry, that's my slow cooker is going off. Interesting. Anyways, let's take a deep breath in, hold it, and release, and just gaze into the flame. Come to a peaceful place. Breathe in, hold, and release. Feel all the tension leaving. One more time. Hold it and release. Yeah, it felt good for me. I hope for you guys. I hope you were able to do that. I know most of you watch on your phone, so maybe it's not the greatest, but it feels good. It's been, like I said, a lot of tension lately. So starting with the Chrysalis deck, my decks are already shuffled, but I'm just going to charge it up a little bit before we start. I do a horoscope spread. So basically, it's going to tell me a little bit about what's going on in every area of your life, and I will focus on those that get the major arcana. Major arcana are the cards that are really going to force you to pay attention. The other ones are somewhat optional, but major arcana you're going to have to address. Wow. Very, very good. Wow. Okay, so you're looking good, Cancer. Just right off the bat, before I've clarified, I'm just going to tell you, in your second house, you're having the High Priestess energy, which is a psychic energy. So you're really having intuitive powers. Maybe you always do. I think Cancers are known to be intuitive, but it looks like your powers are really coming into their own. It's actually a talent of yours. So I don't know if you're a reader yourself um, or you could be, you know. And now in your sixth house, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your sixth house, we have the Chariot in reverse. There's a sense that you need to move on from your day-to-day job, but there's a delay. So something like that is going on. And let's see, Knight of Stones. In your ninth house, some things aren't sitting right with you in terms of possibly like religion or like education, maybe justice if you have some kind of litigation that's happening, possibly a trip to a home country could be in there, something like that, because this is the house, the ninth house of higher education, of travel, of litigation, or legal matters, and religion. So you have something going on there that's a little shaky. The moon in reverse, the moon is like really something that's very in tune with you. Things that are happening that are very in tune with you. Also intuition, also downloads. But this is in reverse, so there's something that's out of sync. Something out of sync there. And in your 10th house, the Wheel of Fortune. So just amazing. I mean, big things are happening with your job. So maybe you got another job and you're in your 2 weeks notice. Maybe something's about to happen, but it's slow because they're going through their process of onboarding you or something like that. But you're anxious to get going, it looks like. And in your 11th house, which is your social relationships, you have the Sun. So I don't know, maybe you're doing something in social media as well. You're really finding your niche in this type of thing, like the Sun. And the Sun also indicates a partnership. So if you did meet somebody or online, that's a possibility as well. So let's go with our clarifiers and see what's happening here. I'm getting a message to show you the bottom of the deck. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. So, Cancer, you're a water sign, but Queen of Pentacles can mean that you're focusing on your health. You could be focusing on your money. It looks like you have really good money cards right now in here. It also could be that there's somebody else, that there's some female that's of an earth sign type. That would be, let's see, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, that you have dealings with. So Queen, and kind of a healthy health-based nature. So something like that. Wow. Very interesting. So your clarifiers brought the energy kind of down a little bit. So there's a little bit more complicating factors than everything being happiness and joy. So there's other aspects going on. Just to follow your major arcana, just in your values and in yourself and in your talents, we have intuition which we talked about a minute ago. And we also have Five of Pentacles in reverse. So this sense of being left out or being anxious, being not part of a group, or not having the resources you need, feeling impoverished in some way, is dissipating. And it's dissipating because of your skills as a high priestess. So if you are doing readings, you might be doing them successfully at this point. And there's definitely could be that. There is a lot that says that in this reading. But also you're using your intuition to bring the truth down. And the truth down is that you are safe and you are protected, and financially so as well. Using your intuition to help yourself succeed in life is very important for you. So that's something that's going on just in your second house, and that's your house of values. Just to get to the nitty gritty, let's go to your fifth house of relationships. And I have a Knight of Cups and Two of Swords in reverse. So I feel that previously you have not wanted to make a choice or make a decision about a relationship you're having. You were kind of on the fence about this person. It feels like they seem to you to be a little bit youthful, or maybe insincere. You're feeling like they're a little insincere in what they're telling you. Maybe they're trying to get something that they want or whatever. I mean, it's a Knight of Cups in reverse. So there's something. You're not believing their, what they're saying about how much they love you or whatever it is. There's something. So you may have decided to cut them loose, or you may have decided to confront them with that. And let's get a card in that fifth house. And just really quickly want to see your seventh house. Oh, okay. There may have been two people as well, and you have made a choice. That could definitely be part of the story here. What can we tell Cancer about this Knight of Cups in their romance, their house of romance? What can we tell Cancer about them and the relationship between the two of them? The masculine. What I'm getting from this is that you may have felt that this person couldn't live up to a masculine role, that you felt like you were having to play the masculine role with them. Maybe you had to be the stronger of the two, the more dominant of the two. Maybe you felt that this person wasn't mature enough, or couldn't, or didn't want to really hold their own or be responsible or bring, half to the table, like you were bringing a little bit more. So I feel like that might have been what occurred there. Now, as we go to the seventh house, I see that there is a Knight of Pentacles in reverse and a new start. So if you have a more committed relationship, or somebody, I want to say that it's somebody that you've had a past relationship with, whether it be a sexual relationship, it could just be a friendship relationship. But this one is kind of coming in as being a little bit stronger to you with an earth sign. And you're contemplating a new start, or maybe you've embarked on a new start with them, kind of a new chapter in this relationship. It seems like it's somewhat rocky at the moment. What advice can we give Cancer about this relationship? And I'm not saying rocky, but it's not the whole package right now for some reason. So what can we tell Cancer about this relationship that is with an earth sign that feels like a little bit more committed? What can we tell Cancer about that? Boundaries. Okay, so the advice here is to maintain your boundaries with this person. Sorry, I'm having to chase away these like glare. So maintaining your boundaries with this person is important, because they will transgress the boundaries. So if they have you doing more work or doing more giving in the relationship, really, get tough. Get tough, and maybe in a fun way, but make sure that they're contributing everything that you are, so that it's an equal and balanced relationship. So I'm feeling like that may be what's going on with that. This person can give you a little bit more of what you want in terms of, I mean, you believe in the potential of this relationship a little bit more than the other one. The other one, he seems like a little bit of a butterfly. Something's not gelling for the two of you. And this one's a little bit more solid and seems to fit better with you. But you have the sense that this person could take advantage of you financially, or just take advantage of you in a material way, like you would do more work than they would around the house, or they have expectations that you should contribute more. And they'll be fine with that. If you allow yourself to work too hard for this person, they will allow for it. So yeah, just set your boundaries, and let's see, what does the future look like if Cancer is able to follow that direction and set their boundaries with this person, and they are thinking in a somewhat committed way about this relationship, what would be the outcome? I mean, what could happen here? What are the possibilities for this relationship? And I have beginnings. So really, looks like a new door, a new movement into something very vibrant. And if you look at this, it's kind of winter on the outside. It's snowing and cold. And you can walk right through this door into this green, kind of verdant spring situation. So the feeling that you guys could walk into new territory and have a really quite a beautiful relationship. And it looks like the tarot's not committing to much longer than that, but there's a new beginning for you and for them in this. So it's a really nice card. Okay, so in your career house, we had the Chariot and 8 of Swords. So there's a sense that you want to leave this job. I have a sense, and you're waiting. You might possibly be waiting for something else. The 8 of Swords is a situation where people are bringing you down by telling you negative things about yourself that you are kind of internalizing, and it's kind of it's hampering you, it's handicapping you, where they're, you might be an amazing worker, like a really good worker, and people want to bring you down to their level. So they're sending messages to you to bring you down, slow you down, make your work less impressive, things like that. And it's difficult to not allow that into your psyche, that that maybe you're not good enough, or you're not, fast enough, or you're not productive enough, or, you're just not. So, I mean, it's making you feel like you want to leave this job. I don't know. I mean, when you have the Chariot, usually there's definitely movement forward. So you'll either have to move forward within this job, like ignore the haters and move beyond them, or move on, move out. So that's a decision you'd have to make about how, and some of you it'll be one thing and some of you it'll be the other. But there's definitely movement forward, and beware of the haters at work, because in your 10th house, you have so much potential. You have the Wheel of Fortune. You could make a lot of money with your talents. But once again, beware, because I have the 5 of Swords here. People want to steal your ideas, steal credit for your work. You're a little bit vulnerable to these energies in your work position. So be really conscious when you start to feel that people are putting you down, or they're trying to tell you your work is not good, or, be aware that they have their own motivation to be doing those things, So really keep your own counsel, keep moving forward. You have the Wheel of Fortune on your side, so you're going to make a lot of money. You have the possibility of doing so. Is there any advice we can give further to Cancer about dealing with these energies, or what's their best course of action with work, or with their career aspirations? Okay, so what we have here is power. Can you see that? It's beautiful. Power. Own your power. If you own your power, they can't take anything away from you. Just, maybe even meditate on that, you know, yourself as a powerful person, bring that power in. No one can take this away from you. You are a very, very talented person. And yeah, use your intuition. Remember, we were talking about that earlier. Use your intuition about the motivation. Someone may befriend you, but they might be doing something quite different behind your back. As we know, we've all been there. So, okay, so very good on that point. Just some other things, like there's been a big change in your social groups. And the sun was the card that's coming out. So there is a beautiful experience you're having. I don't know if you have an online business or if you have, maybe you do a YouTube or anything like that. I feel like there's been a big change, a transformation to light and sun. Something's happened that really makes you feel like you're in the right place at the right time, that you really belong. So this is a fortunate thing. This might be for some of you, your career that you maybe launched in on the internet or in social groups is really taking off now. There's been a big change, and you can leave something else behind. So leave something else behind and move into this. And you may have thought this was not, you know, not going to work out. And it's really been, I mean, maybe you almost gave up, you know, on it. But actually, it looks like it's moving into a really beautiful time. And just let go of anything that might get in the way of dealing with that situation. Something that's kind of happening beneath the surface here, something that you're not really aware of. I have Two of Wands in reverse and the Hierophant. So, I'm feeling like you feel that you're in control of something, but there are energies that are traditional, dogmatic, that are righteous for the good or the bad, could be either. This is appearing in the upright, so we'll say more for the good. There's energies that are working to move you into a very kind of a more structured space. So you thought you were in charge, but there is a hierarchy or a more structured experience that's coming your way. So that's all I can say for that. I'm not sure, and this is something that's kind of happening behind the scenes. So whatever that means, I mean, there might be promotion, there might be the different job might have a kind of hierarchical structure. If there is a new job, if you decide to move on, but that's happening there. So something else that's happened in your ninth house, and this is we had the major arcana, the moon in reverse, and we had the 10 of swords in reverse. Okay, so in your ninth house, there may have been something that misled you and took you afar from where you wanted to be. And this could be higher education, this could be a religious thing, this could be a need to go home to a place, maybe if you're more so from from a country other than the one that you live in, where something had happened. So you're healing from that because our 10 of swords is in reverse. So that experience is over now, and that might have been a very disorienting experience for you. So something like that. It could also be a judgment that was possibly against you. Maybe you had to pay, or you didn't get what you were litigating for. So that's something it's in passing energy. Is there anything you can tell us for Cancer about their ninth house energy? What is happening there? What is this ruin they experienced? This kind of craziness that happened? This kind of nonsensical experience that they had in this area. So an experience of darkness. So I don't know, it could be even like in a religious group, you were disconcerted by the behavior of maybe a leader in that group, or it could be anything that really kind of disappointed you in people that you used as guides. Something like that could have happened. There's a variety of different experiences, but let's move to your 8th house. 6 of Cups and juggling 2 things. So in your 8th house, it feels like, and this is sex, death, taxes, deep psychological. I feel like this is addressing maybe having to go home. Maybe having to go home, which we're talking about in your 9th house. And to deal with changes that are happening, maybe within the family or within, maybe you may have had to help somebody with a health crisis. Something like that. Like, because six of Cups is returning to your youth, reminiscing somebody from the past. And 2 of Pentacles, which is kind of in reverse in this deck, is 2 jobs or 2 things that you're juggling. So you might have had to go help somebody and also maintain what's going on here. Or there could have been, it was like a secondary job that you had to cover for somebody, possibly. Maybe somebody else had to go home. Otherwise, it could be just about maybe you were working 2 jobs or making a little extra bucks and you kind of ceased doing that. That could be another energy. So your 8th house is sex, death, taxes, deep psychological things. It's your Scorpio house. And that's kind of where we're at right now with Scorpio. So mentally, since we were on kind of the 8th house, we can go here. We have a 5 of Cups and we have the 4 of Swords in reverse. So you have had a disappointment, and it might be related to what we were just talking about, the 9th house with some kind of non sequitur. Somebody behaved strangely, and also having to take care of maybe someone from the family. I'm not sure if you had to go back, or working 2 jobs, something where you had a little extra work that you had to contribute. You also mentally had to you had a disappointment, some type of disappointment, and you're kind of tending to look at the things that are lost, what you've lost from your life. Soon you will turn to the things that you still have and build upon that. There's nothing you can do about what was lost except let it go. So let it go, turn back to the 2 cups that, what you have left, and build upon that. You still have plenty. It makes you have, with the 4 swords in reverse, you need a rest, and you're not really resting, and this is in your mental area. You're not resting in your mind. Like, you feel still that there's more that you should be doing, that you could be doing, that but really all you can do, I think, at this point is to let go. Just let it go. Let go of the things that have happened and build forward and take care of yourself. And this month for everybody has been a lot about self-love and taking care of themselves. Speaking of which, I'm going to your house of self, and there's money. It looks like 10 of stones. It's 10 of pentacles. So you are in a real good place just on a material, financial front, like just the physical front. Even your health and everything is good. But there's a lack of joy, and there's a lack of joy maybe because of the preoccupation with what